What is up, guys? My name is Corey and welcome back to another video. And guys, today this is Nuke on Derail, and I was actually using the intervention in this gameplay, and I got this earlier today, and I figured this would be a good gameplay, you know, just for whatever. Something I usually don't do. I usually don't snipe, but I was like, hey, I'll go for a nuke, and I got it. And so I was just like, I'll use this video to talk about just some stuff. And basically, I wanted to explain kind of what happened. I hadn't been posting for like 2 or 3 months, and I mean, and the only time I would post, it was just like Let's Plays, which are pretty much mindless. Like, you don't have, there's no, in my mind, there's really there's effort. Like, the effort in Let's Plays is not it's like not the recording, but it's the just like sitting down and playing through it, and like taking the time to render out the video. Like, playing the game takes really no time at all. And I was actually doing a Super Mario Galaxy Let's Play before I quit posting for a while, and I have a bunch of those saved up, which I have like 42 episodes, and I'm gonna finish posting all those. I'm gonna post all those just because that game was so much fun, and that game is fun, and I'm gonna post all those videos, and then I'm gonna continue playing it actually. But basically, some stuff happened, and the reasons I haven't been posting. Okay, so I'm just gonna start from the beginning. Back at the beginning of the school year, around September, October-ish, I started, I started selling weed, and, I mean, I was just doing this, like, just for whatever, because, at the beginning of the school year, I started, like, when I was, like, I hadn't smoked a lot, but I had started buying more weed than I used to. Like, I would buy, rather than, like, just a gram, which is, like, $20, I would buy, like, a quarter, which was $100, and so I was like, well, hell, I want to make my money back. So I started selling some of my weed so I could make my money back. And then what happened was, like, this went on for a while. You know, I did this, then I quit for a while. I quit selling because this black dude wanted to box me, who would just totally beat my ass, and I was like, I'm not gonna sell if this dude wants to fight me. And so I just quit. And then a few months ago, back in like January-ish, I started selling again because I had found a new, like, I started buying from new people, and it was like, I was like, hell, I want to make my money back. And so then I started doing that. I started selling again, and then I actually like went and I was selling, and I was making money and stuff. And so then I bought a vaporizer, and I went over to my friend's house one time, and I brought my vaporizer, and I went and I was using that, and then I went and I drove home, and I mean, driving high, you know, everyone's like, you're not supposed to do it, but it's not hard. It's really not hard at all if you can drive. But made it home, and I was sitting outside, and my mom was like, my mom wasn't home, and it was just my dad, and it was like 1 in the morning, and I was like, and I made it home, and I was sitting outside. I was like, I really don't want to go inside, and I just was super tired, and I was like, I don't want to go inside and have to talk to my dad and deal with stuff like that. So I just sat in my car, and then next thing I know, I wake up, and I ran into a mailbox, and I really think what happened was I was sleep driving, because I don't know exactly what happened. I woke up and I was in a mailbox, and everyone thinks like, oh, it's probably because you were high, and I was like, no, because that doesn't make sense. I wouldn't have been able to drive perfectly fine home, and then like I really think, and like I woke up and subconsciously I drove, because I bet I thought in my mind, oh, I want to turn around and go back. And like I went to pull into one of my friend's driveways, and I just didn't even try to turn, because I had to be pretty like functional to have driven down the street between cars, like 5 houses down. But then I woke up, and this dude's like, dude, what happened? And I was like, I don't fucking know, because like I just put my car in reverse, and I was trying to back out. And so then what ended up happening is I went home. The dude's like, oh, dude, he was like, okay, just go home, and we'll figure all this out in the morning. So I was like, okay, I'll go home. And then I ended up waking up, or no, then later the cops come to my house, and they're like, oh, we found weed in your son's car, we found bags, and they basically tell my parents straight up, like they put it together for my dad that I've been selling drugs and stuff. And then they went through my phone and stuff because they had found it in the search, so they can legally do that and shit. And so then that happened around, I want to say March-ish, I don't know. That happened, and then basically for a while I didn't have a car. Like, I didn't have a car for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then so I just like wasn't doing much. I was just like, I was still selling drugs. I was still selling weed when I was like, when I didn't have a car and stuff. But I just kept doing like, so then like the cops like my parents were like really, my dad was really pissed at me. He was just ready to, he was so mad at me. And then that's just kind of some stuff that happened, and that's why I wasn't posting for a while. I didn't post. That was after I think that happened when I was still recording and posting, but I don't know. That's just kind of like I stopped really making commentaries and playing Xbox for a while after that, just because I didn't feel like it and I'd gotten really lazy. But I'll go into more detail on some other stuff and talk more about